Welcome to today's special episode, where we are diving deep into a conversation that blends personal transformation, radical education, emotional intelligence, and conscious living. Our guest today is someone who truly embodies the idea that your past does not define your future, it refines it. From being a dyslexic child written off by traditional schooling to earning a PhD, becoming a respected education reformer, spiritual scientist, and the founder of Niyant University, Dr. Muni Adarsh has redefined what learning, growth, and success really mean. His work in unschooling, mindset coaching, parenting, and mental health has inspired thousands across India and beyond to challenge the system and look within. In a world obsessed with achievements, he invites us to explore silence. In a world driven by pressure, he teaches us the power of purpose. So today, we are going beyond mark sheets and resumes and into a conversation that might just change the way you think about education, parenting, and life itself. We are truly honored to welcome Dr. Muni Adarsh to the podcast today. Let's begin by going back to the beginning. Dr. Muni Adarsh, first of all, your personal transformation has been really inspiring for many of us. From a child struggling with dyslexia to earning a PhD, you have come a long way. So, why don't you just take us through your personal journey first? And what were the turning points that have reshaped your path?
Definitely. I'm very much grateful to all my parents, gurus, each one of them, whoever have actually shaped me. This journey was very hard, and the biggest difficulty was nobody knew about this problem. The biggest problem is when you don't know what is your problem.
Yes.
This is the biggest problem with any person. When it is not getting diagnosed and everybody is making their own opinions and taking on their own path, and yet you come out of it successfully, that is the biggest happiness you can ever experience in your life. And this has become true because of all my gurus and parents and all my teachers who have helped me all the way in my journey. So I probably always, I don't miss to remember them. And we'll start our podcast. The basic journey timeline is all about me getting aligned with the society.
Right.
I was actually not aligned with the society. Dyslexia or a condition, mental condition, where you cannot perform as per the competency or the expectancy of the society. Society asks from you something, and when you are not able to align yourself educationally, at least in some other ways, maybe I was competent enough, but when it comes to education, when it comes to grasping power, when it comes to understanding things, the cognitive mode or the creativity or the way to respond and communicate, everything I was lacking. And because of these basic needs of education, I was always kicked off from each and every periods. I was detained. I was told to stand outside of the class. It was not about the mischievousness. It was I was not able to grasp anything. And when the mind becomes empty, then it becomes devil's workshop. So
Right.
mischief was not in my nature, but it came as an output of not getting aligned with the classrooms, not getting aligned with the education system. It happened that way. And until the age of 9, I was actually, I had changed 9 schools, and no school was ready to keep me. Finally it came when I was admitted to a school in on hill station in Panchgiri, exactly the same school which is shown in Taare Zameen Par is New Era, and my residence was near to that. Very near means within a kilometer to that school. And this Panchgiri is a educational hub. Means local population is 10% of the population of the schools. It is so less. So it is an educational hub, and coincidentally, I found one Gujarati teacher. We ourselves being from Gujarat, so we found a Gujarati teacher, and she used to run a private hostel. She did not have a school at that time. Now she's having a school, but at that time she used to run a hostel of say I was the 15th student of hers. Then she had increased 60, 100, 200. But until then, I was her 15th student. And at that time, I was unschooled. The main change came over here. I was out of the pressure. For 6 months, I did not have that pressure on my mind that I will have to go to the school, I will have to do homeworks, I will have to create all the dictations and workbooks and worksheets and everything. Nothing. Nothing. 6 months, I just played. And I don't know what magic happened in those 6 months, what the teacher did of where I used to go. She was an Irani teacher, and his husband used to play for India in international hockeys at that time. Before this is 35 years ago. So Miss Afrin, she was Irani teacher. She knew about this. Nobody else knew about this kind of condition. She knew about this slow learning and dyslexia. And I don't know how this happened within a span of 6 months while playing. Definitely, when today we learn NLP techniques or today we learn the manifestation process, visualization process. So at that time, I remember that these all processes or these all procedures were performed by her, and not in actually a teaching way, but in a natural way.
Mhm.
But in a natural way. She used to correct me while playing or while planting the trees. Especially, I was actually endorsed a work of growing trees, and that helped me a lot of aligning myself, communicating harmony. So that helped me a lot. And then finally, when I came to standard 10, slowly, gradually, I was out of all these. And definitely some spiritual instincts also, which I had from childhood, they also helped me. And this was my journey. I always uh, show my gratitude to those teachers who helped me to come out of this dyslexia.
Yes, this is really a tough journey, it seems. So, Dr. Muni, why don't you tell us something more about unschooling, as the concept of unschooling is really new for many of us, including me. And is it only for the children who have some special needs, or anybody can join?
So everybody has some or the other problem in their life to attain success. See, when we say that some children are gaining 90, 95 marks, so they are aligned to the examination process or the whatever teacher is showing or whatever the curriculum is. Many students are there who come average 60, 65, 70, 75. They are being ignored. This group of students is being ignored, completely ignored by our modern education system. And these children need unschooling. We need to counsel them. We need to find the drawbacks, where they are lacking. And wherever they are lacking, believe me, every student can reach to 90% if they are nurtured. Modern education system, it is not helping personally to anybody, neither the
Yes, I
tuition
agree.
classes, neither parents and nor even the school. So unschooling is for each and every person. You should understand, every parent should understand that their child has a potential to reach to that 100%, 99%. They can reach to that. But the only thing is, because of this group school education system, collective education system, we are not able to focus on individual progress. And because of that, many students, they lack for the lifetime. Once they lack in the childhood, prathame narjitam vidya. When those 15, like when you play a cricket match, if first 15 overs you are not able to score, you cannot score in the future. Maybe somebody can,
Yes.
but
Hmm.
first 15 overs are very crucial. Similarly, first 15 years of life are very crucial, and you need a guru at that time. If you are having a proper guidance, you can exceed like anything, and every individual has a right to exceed and succeed in his life. The only thing which is lacking is that unschooling part. Take a break. See, every relationship, they are taking breaks. Every corporate world is taking a break. They give break to their employees. Everywhere people are taking a break of 1 month, 2 months. Then why not in education system? Why are we exploiting them? Why aren't we giving them a little time to get? Unschooling is actually coming out of pressure. Unschooling is actually like how 2 months when the vacations come, children are like happy, and they are out of they are to a new world. They are exposed to their freedom anytime. No harsh disciplines, no harsh manners, no over imposed disciplines. So at that time, when the mind becomes free, we can nurture it very nicely, very purely. And that nurturing process is actually unschooling more than schooling.
Right. And I think this is the same concept which in movie Taare Zameen Pe, Amir Khan was doing that with Ishan, right? Ishan
Absolutely.
Awasthi. Yes, this
Absolutely.
is. So, Dr. Muni, when you look back now, what are the things, according to you, which traditional education system was not able to provide you?
Yeah. The first thing was I feel that being from a vernacular medium or being from a Gujarati family, I was not able to cope up with the language actually.
Mhm.
First means giving only superiority to English, and each and every parent wanting their children to go into the English school. Not even single word of English was spoken in our house or anywhere else. At that time, coping up with English was very difficult. Again, those letters, those alphabets, those pronunciations, and each and everything was the most difficult part for me in those days. At that time, I could not connect to anything. So, because of that, the very first process which I tell that every child should have a proper cognitive mode whenever he's going to school, his cognition abilities should be counseled. We should have a proper graph of what cognitive skills we have, what abilities we have. And according to that graph, a child should be admitted to the school or exposed to a certain curriculum. So the most difficult part was language. And because my cognitive mode was totally disrupted, everything else means connecting to my school friends, connecting to the teacher, I was always disconnected. Means always the teacher used to say that वो बाहर देख रहा है पर अगर means if I don't look outside, where will I look? I'm not able to look in the books. I'm not able to look on the blackboards. I'm not able to recognize the words. What will I do? And at that time, the difficult part was that teacher used to say that go to some mentally retarded school. When my parents took me to mentally retarded school, they told that he is very proper. We will not admit him. Where to go? So the cognitive mode was the first entrance where we align our grasping power and that understanding mode. When that is disrupted, when communication is not happening, everything we lose everything. So this was the biggest problem which I faced was cognitive. My cognitive mode was not properly aligned.
So I completely agree with you that if we will talk about the modern day schools as well, they're not preparing the kids for the life skills. So
Yes.
what, according to you, should be done? I mean, should they adopt like the modern day schools? What strategies should they follow? Or can they learn something from the concept of unschooling as well?
Yeah. So basically, what I have past years, what I have researched and what I was taught and what I got was basically the subjects which are being taught, the subjects which are being classified are itself classified in a very weird way. So when you talk about language, it should start when a child is born. And when you teach the child a language, so you're not teaching child the language, you are teaching communication. So literature, language being a subject is not so important as important as communication. In a broader way, communication is the basic subject. So the alignment of the subjects in modern schools has to be completely changed, needs to be completely changed.
Right.
The
Right.
first thing, science, they start teaching science. Actually, the ancient or the traditional Indian schooling system or life skills, it starts from learning yourself. Yourself. If you are not acquainted with yourself, how you can get connected to the universe? You should be first fulfilled in your own self. That is life skill. When you don't know about yourself, how can you learn anything in the world? You will not get, when you are able to connect yourself, you can connect to each and everything. So life skills actually needs few subjects. Like for example, one subject is communication, one subject is health. According to Jainism, three core subjects need to be touched. That is health, wellness, preventive wellness. Actually, when we
Right.
were in school,
Mm-hmm.
we were only taught only one sentence: prevention is better than cure. But
Sure.
what is prevention? We never knew. After kidney fails, what happens? The whole procedure is taught. But your kidney can live for 100 years. That was never taught in the school. Today we know that one of my grandfather, he lived for 80 years and his kidney was very powerful. His kidney was donated to somebody else and he lived for another 20 years, 2025.
Okay.
So now the kidney lived for 100 years. This
Right.
was not taught in the school. How your kidney, your liver, your heart, your lungs, they can live for 100 years. They have that potential. And how they live for 100 years, that is preventive wellness. So the most lacking subject in primary standards is health and wellness education, preventive wellness education. Then it is about communication. Every primary section should not have language and literature, they should have communication. Then again, living to their own self, they should be able to sit, stand, eat, walk, and do everything self reliantly. There is one word nowadays used that children need freedom. So, when you get freedom, when you learn self reliance, when you are not dependent on anybody, that is actual freedom. So right from childhood, the life skill, basic life skill is living self reliantly. That needs to be taught right from the childhood. So three things: first is about health, wellness, preventive wellness. Second is about communication, and third is about being self-reliant. These three basic primary needs of a human being are not taught in the schools. We need to emphasize these, and there are many other life skills also which needs to be catered in modern days. But these three, I think, basic. When I was when I was a child at the age of 8 or 9 or 10, because I was not able to communicate in English or communicate in the language or grasp things, I was not able to do anything on my own.
Right. Right.
And finally, I got disrupted. But then when I started playing and I learned all these things and I got powerful in my life skills also.
Right. And Dr. Muri, like there are so many NLP, neuro linguistic programming techniques as well these days, which are helping us to, I mean, sort of come up with the day-to-day stress, anger, and hurt, any negative emotion that we are facing these days. So, how can we actually use these practices into our day-to-day life?
So basically, I have not tried most of them because right from childhood, I was towards meditation or towards visualizations. So
Right.
basically, from childhood, this had happened naturally with me. That once when I was punished and I was self-introspecting, and I did not know that this is self-introspection. Being child, we don't know anything that what is self-introspection or what is meditation. But naturally, it happened with me that I was sitting on the floor and I was thinking about, I was praying actually to God, or I was maybe adversely giving bad words to God, that I was cursing him that why did you make me like this? Why I am the culprit? I was blaming myself. I was blaming the God that why you need to do all these things. And I was asking him that couldn't you make a place where there is nothing in this world, just nothing. And my mind, which was actually overstimulated, got cool, got calm at that moment when I was nearly about 9 years or 8 years. And when I felt that silence, or when I felt that zero universe thought came into my mind, I was very happy. I was very happy. And then I got the key. Whenever my teacher used to blame me, or whenever she used to shout at me, whenever my parents used to shout at me, I just used to go in a side, in a solitude. And just right now, just before 4 or 5 days, I saw the oldest video of Brian Tracy. Means he's the father of modern motivational and NLP speakers. So he told that which is the most powerful action a person can do in his life to gain power. And he had written on a whiteboard, that was a black and white video, maybe
Mm-hmm.
60 years ago video, and he was writing with big letters, solitude. Solitude is the biggest power a person can
Agree.
achieve in his life. And I found that solitude, that meditation, that self introspection, that visualization. And finally, I was able to control my mind. I was able to come out from that stimulative mode, and that helped me a lot. So this technique helped me. But then again, everybody has their own features and own natures, own characteristics, and own properties. Few children cannot go this way. So, like one of my followers right now, recently, they had come from Delhi, and he was not having a proper hearing. He had a hearing problem,
Okay.
not
Mm-hmm.
mental problem, not visual problem. He had a hearing problem, and he had that past 40 years. Now,
Okay.
his parents used to shout at him, teachers used to shout at him.
Mm-hmm.
Was not. Now he stayed with me for suppose about 3 hours or 4 hours. I communicated with him writing on the paper, and for 2 hours he got so much engaged with me. He was able to learn and able to grasp each and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
this, everybody has a different nature, everybody has a different vocabulary, everybody has a different background. So according to that, there are so many NLP techniques that we can cater, and we can make them use internally,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, and this needs to be created as a subject in each and every school, and each and every teacher needs to learn. And this is not happening. That is why the efficiency of school and trust over school is declining day by day. Everybody is thinking that if teacher is just giving two sums in the class, and rest everything is given in a homework, then what is the use of we spending so much of money, and everything just going behind the blind race of commercialization? What is the use of all these things? So
Right.
NLP is actually needed to be learned by each and every teacher, and each and
Agree.
every student needs to be taught.
Student, even by parents.
Absolutely.
So, when you're talking about the NLP, have you ever tried it to sort of kind of a pattern interruption in terms of a mobile addiction or something? Have you ever used it somewhere like this?
So basically, what we do is generally, me myself, I live in such an environment where we use very less gadgets. This is also, these podcasts and all are optional for me. They are
Mm-hmm.
not like the my major they don't come in my major activities. So over here, when we call children, they come without gadgets. Actually, they come without
Okay,
gadgets.
okay,
They don't
okay.
have gadgets. So for 4 5 hours, we have so many activities over here.
Mm-hmm.
So
But they are
generally,
not allowed to bring their gadgets, basically.
yeah, they are
Like,
not allowed to bring
yes.
the gadgets over
Mm-hmm.
here. So normally, what we practice spiritually and socially, what all values we provide them or we give
Mm-hmm.
them, they happen without gadgets only. So that's a natural process, while playing, doing art, doing craft, whatever. So basically, it is expressing your inner self. Basically, it is however you want to express, you express yourself over here. So people, children come over here. We have a specific ritual known as upadan, and in that ritual, children come in vacation for 50 days. They stay with us for 50 days,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and for 50 days they are without gadgets.
Okay. That's
So
interesting.
yeah. So these kind of rituals, we do it for 7 days also. We do it for 21 days, 18 days, 20 days. There are different kinds of rituals. So types,
Mm-hmm.
35 days, 21 days, 28 days, 18 days, 7 days, and 49 days. So these kind of rituals we do, and we practice all the techniques at that time. Children don't touch gadgets. They sleep at 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10
Mm-hmm.
o'clock. They wake up at 4 o'clock. So all kinds of our traditional way of living, and then they change, their thoughts change completely.
Right, right.
I had parents who both were working, and their child was only, like, suppose 9 years old, and he came for that 50 days ritual Updan. And then what happened, like, actually when he came, he had taken promise from his parents that after I complete these 50 days, and when I come, I want new PlayStation, I want new
Oh,
cycle, everything I need. But when he went from here, he did not
he
ask a
does not want.
single thing.
Oh, that's great.
In 50 days, all the transformation happened in him.
Mm-hmm.
So these kind of rituals, not only spiritually, socially also we perform, and we use these kind of all NLP techniques without gadgets.
Okay. But Dr. Mani, when they are actually coming to your place for that 50 days or some rituals, but they are very much used to of staying with gadgets, are they able to stay without gadgets at your place?
So actually, what we do is, for that 50 days, we make a preparation of 250 days prior to those 50 days. So for
Okay.
250 days, I have a set of volunteers, say 15
Mm-hmm.
or 20 volunteers,
Mm.
who alternatively change. We have a timetable from right from morning 4 o'clock till night 9 o'clock. The timetable is set in such a way that, and 50 days timetable, not even we have account of each and every second, means how
Mm-hmm.
they will eat food also, and what for 50 days the menu of morning, afternoon and evening food, everything is set, even the time is set, means you won't imagine if I have mentioned that evening dinner will happen at 5 o'clock on Tuesday, on so and so, on the 25th day it will happen at 5 o'clock, it happens at 5 o'clock on the 25th day. So basically it is timetable, the
Right,
timetable
right.
scheduling what we prepare, and that the first thing what children learn from us is scheduling their life
Mm-hmm.
over there.
Right.
And then each and every second we arrange in engaging manner. So what it is actually, basically, I tell parents also, when your child is not waking up and you actually force him to wake up and you get angry, there you need to understand that your child needs a higher emotion, needs a higher emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Now that emotion can be of two kinds: either aggressively approach him, or you approach him lovingly. So
Right.
maybe if you convert yourself, instead of approaching aggressively, approach him lovingly. Just hug him and tell in his ears that you have to wake up, Baba, Baba, you have to wake up. Instead of hitting him, embrace him,
Yes.
embrace him, embrace him, hug him. And when we do the same thing, I want these children to wake up at 4:30. We are not allowed, or actually we have an image that Guruji never shouts. So
Yes, indeed.
so what happens? We go and hug them. Chalo, 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 chalo. And they are like in greens and pinks. Means early morning getting hug from Guruji is something like mind-blowing thing for them. And then the whole day works. So these are small steps. We prepare for 250 days prior to these 50 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Okay.
teach the same things, because what happens when we say to the parents say, "Arey, aapko to bacche nahi, aapko to sansar nahi hai, you don't have worldly pleasures. Well, how can?" But we stay with them for 50 days and we
Right.
practically do
You
it
know
with them,
better.
so they learn from us.
Right. And when their parents are shouting at their children or they are getting angry, children are also absorbing that energy as well.
Very,
Right?
very, very negatively.
Mm-hmm. So, Dr. Muni, you were talking about the visualization. So, if I want to manifest anything in life, any goal, so what is the right way to visualize that?
So basically, we need to understand three things. What we always instruct. First thing is, know your own potential. You have to
Yes.
visualize your potential. See, going beyond your potential is like madness. We don't have to grow mad. If my
Right.
parent, suddenly start saying that you have to bring first. Or I'm not passing also, and you are
Mhm.
asking me to get first grade. That is not going to happen.
Right.
Visualizing such things is a weird thing. Yes, you can have it as a goal or ambition or some vision board. It's good in vision boards, but practically you cannot visualize those things. So basically, it is what it is a reverse process of statements taken by police during a crime. How?
Mhm.
Whenever crime investigation is happening, the inspectors or the person who is taking statements from they are whoever are filing the FIRs.
Mhm.
What they do, they take statements of each and every person connected to that crime. They make a timeline.
Right.
They make a timeline. Now, this timeline is when the crime is already being done,
Happen.
already
Yeah.
is over, and
Mhm.
then they make the timeline, they adjust everything, and they find the missing points, and they solve the case. So it is the exactly opposite part of it. Visualizing means visualizing each and every moment,
Right.
that what you are going to do, how you are going to live in your present, how you are going to give your full potential to your own self, to the society, and to the all the necessary uh, moments in your life, how you are going to nurture them. That visualization is the most important. So that visualization happens in four ways. First is with knowledge. The more purity you have over here, the
Right.
more your knowledge is confined. The more you think broader, more your visualization and your vision becomes greater, your confidence becomes greater. So always, my Guruji used to say it, when tea is in a cup, it is very hot. But when tea comes in the saucer, it grows
Yes.
and it cools down. That
Mhm.
is the vision. So when you are concise, you don't have broader thoughts, you will be always stimulated. But when you have a broader vision, you'll cool down, you'll get a broader vision. So, vision is the second thing. Third thing, what we deal is your respect. The biggest thing in visualization is not the ego, but that is respect. Many times it happens while visualizing, instead of falling into respect, you fall into ego. And that is creating ruckus in many people's life right now who are actually practicing visualizations. They suddenly leave their path of respect and they go to the ego path. And then they start, I'm the king, I'm this, whatever you are, but you have to follow the respect path of respect.
Right.
So we give important, the third important path we give is respect your character, your humbleness. That is the most important thing what you have to uh, create while you are visualizing. And then the fourth part comes is your sacrifice. Visualization should always be nurtured by sacrifice. Unless and until you don't dedicate yourself or you are not ready to visualize your sacrifice, you will not gain anything. So these are the basic four things
Mhm.
that at primary level we ask them to visualize your own knowledge, your vision, your character, and practice with your sacrifice. And basically, in these four things only they find obstacles. Once the obstacles are out of these four things, at second level, when they come, the level of this level is of stabilization. This is the level of stabilization. We actually divide visualization into three parts. First is
Mhm.
stabilization. If
Right.
you don't cool down, you won't be able to visualize anything. Your mind will go round and round. Today
Mhm.
you are visualizing something, tomorrow visualizing something else. So first, basically, all the
Basically,
obstacles come in knowledge, vision, character, and sacrifice.
we need
So
to have a clarity,
yeah,
basically.
basically
Right.
clarity.
What we want to visualize, we need to have a clarity.
So this stabilizes you at first stage. Now, at the second stage, when you grow, at that time, the stage comes of self-realization. Means you start feeling the pain of each and every person around you. It is known as samvedana.
Mhm.
Means you can realize the pain of a dog. So see, nowadays, what happens? once it happened that I was preaching about doing karuna, compassion. I
Mhm.
was preaching about compassion, and the next day it happened that all the young ones, they when they were going to the school, they took the biscuit packet and they started giving
Oh.
biscuit to the dogs. And again,
Mhm.
next lecture I told them that this is not compassion. This is not compassion. I gave you knowledge, you took the knowledge, that is good. But now second stage will come of realization. You gave them biscuit. You took water bottle to the school, but did you ask the dog that from where you are drinking water? They are drinking water from the gutter. So then they start realizing, yes, what pain I have, the same pain is for them also.
Mhm.
Visualize the second day, many students went to the potter, they brought the small pots for them to drink water, and now they realize that what pain I feel, what I suffer at that time, I have to feel the pain of others also.
Others so. Right.
So that is the second level of self-realization. And when you complete this task and when you feel that happiness, that is self-actualization. So we divide this visualization into three parts: stabilization, realization, and then actualization.
Right. Then we are able to manifest whatsoever goals we have set for ourselves. Right. So, would you like to talk something about limiting beliefs? Like we
Oh,
all have some limiting beliefs, and which are impacting our health, relationship, career, and money, and we don't even know they exist with us. So, how
abs-
should we recognize them, acknowledge, and how should we work on them to break free from them?
absolutely. Means basically the problems are with our belief system only.
Mhm.
If there are two types of systems on which we actually live, our cognitive mode is divided into two parts. One is the
Mhm.
knowledge system and one is the belief system. Our knowledge system is working only 10%. Our
Right.
90% we live on is belief system. For example, right now, I'm sitting in front of you, so say suppose, and I have left so many work, or I have delegated my so many work to others, and I'm in a belief sitting over here that they are working over there. So if I have that belief, then only I can talk coolly with you. If my that belief gets disrupted, I will run over there. What you all are doing, why you are not following my instructions, what you are doing, I won't be able to give you answers coolly or very strategically. I'm able to give because I'm in that belief system that everything is proper. So similarly, everybody should understand whether knowledge is at the top. Knowledge is the ultimate solution for everything. But the reality is that we are living in a belief system. For example, I always, whenever I teach about belief systems, I always say that you need to understand one thing, that there are two kinds of world around you. So, Payalji, for example, I'll have a dialogue with you only. Let us create an example between us both.
Yeah.
So, suppose if I ask you that where do you live?
I live in Delhi.
So, if I ask you, do you know Delhi? So, you will say, yes, I know Delhi, right?
Yes.
And
Not completely, maybe.
this
Now
job,
I will think through before
this
before
you got
replying.
realized. But suppose in normal life, if I ask you, आपको Delhi,
Yes.
you will say, yes, मुझे Delhi.
Yeah, yes. I'm born and brought up in Delhi. Yeah.
Yeah. So, specifically in Delhi, where do you live?
I live in South Delhi.
South Delhi. So, suppose because you live in South Delhi, if I ask you, there are how many schools in South Delhi? Maybe you don't know.
Yeah, I don't
If I
know.
ask you there are how many
I can
roads
give you right.
South Delhi, maybe you don't know. So
Yes.
when you calculate the whole world around you, probably first time you say, yes, I know what is America, I know what are all the six continents and what is everything. Grossly we know. But minutely when you go to your intelligence and you ask to your intelligence how much you have feeded inside, you will find that you don't know properly the building also where you live. If I ask you there are
Right.
how many plants in your window, maybe probably you don't know there are how many plants in my window also. Maybe
Hmm.
there are how many plants on the staircase you live. There are how many stairs in your building. Maybe you don't know. So at that time it happens that there are so many glitches in your mind. So the real world is composed of infinite things, but the world you are living in The world which you have created in your mind, that is lacking so many things. So unless and until you don't have a clear picture, that means you are not living in a knowledge system, you are living in a belief system.
Right.
Actually, you have to start removing all these negative belief systems, limiting belief systems, empty belief systems, and untouched belief systems. There are so many kind of categories of belief systems. Some are tamasic, some are rajasic, some are sattvic. So all these kind of belief systems, you have to first categorize them, and which are limiting you in your life. And actually, the reality is this only, that this emptiness of beliefs is the biggest obstacle creating in your life. So when you realize that my mind is something else, I'm living in some other universe in my mind, and the real universe outside is something else. When you find the difference between two, now when you start matching your inner universe to the actual outer universe with your belief system, that is actually that Shraddha, or that is actually the trust, Vishwas, that is the power of confidence. Then the more you are having clarity, you gain confidence. People that I'm not confident means your belief systems are not right. The more your belief systems go right, the more clarity you have, and the more you are confident.
Right.
So all the qualities come out of belief systems only.
So, Dr. Mani, how can we break the pattern of that belief and, stabilize something which is empowering beliefs?
Definitely, we need to find a guru. I always say people that find, generally what happens, nowadays, parents say to their children that I'm giving you this all options. This is the biggest myth, or this is the biggest problem parents are creating in their children's life. Parents should be guru.
Right.
They should not tell them that these many options are there, choose your option, because they have no experience in their life. You should give them a clear guidance. This is happening to each and every teenager. Every teenager is coming to me and he's telling that my parents, my teachers are giving us options. Guruji, I'm not able to choose the clear option. Please give me some guidance. And I say them, don't worry, just go on this path. They go on the one particular path and they succeed. So actually, instead of this trend of giving options to their children at the age of 14, 15, 16, at the age of hormonal imbalance, or a fast growing child, you know, the biggest, fastest cycle of our life is from 11 to 18.
Right.
This 6 years, so crucial 6 years, just before 2, 3 years, you saw a child, he was so short and he was so cute. And suddenly, after 4 or 5 years, 4 years, you are seeing him and he's so tall and
Yes.
he's so grown up. His thoughts are completely changed. At that time, he used to tell you Masi, 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 and means he was so cute. And today, ah, everything is wiped off, everything is gone. These 4 years changed him.
Mhm.
He ran in a fast pace.
Agree.
He ran in a fast pace. And at that time, if you are not able to give him clear guidance, then he disrupts his life. Then he doesn't know what track to go, where to go. He's just running, 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 and he doesn't know where to go. So now at that time, first thing he needs is a guru. 100% each and every teenager should 100% find a guru in their life. If they are not having a guru in their life, if they are just roaming about on gadgets and seeing YouTube videos and streaming videos and all those, the greedy people asking money, they'll not be able to be stable in their life, right? Every cricket match has an umpire
Yes.
who gives the decision whether this is right or this is wrong,
Wrong.
and everybody has to believe that third umpire. So you should have one guru, a third umpire in your life. He can be anybody, your teacher, your parents, maybe your friends also, who are more experienced, your elder brother, your
Mhm.
elder siblings. It can be anybody from the society also. The first thing, each and every person in their life, they should have a third empire. They should
Right.
have a referee who judges their life. This is the most necessary in modern things, where children are feeling lonely, where parents are feeling lonely, they are getting disconnected to the society. The most necessity of this hour is to have counselors in your life. In India, it has become most important thing to have life coaches, to have
Yes.
life skill teachers, to have such kind of mentors. Everybody needs these mentors. And believe me, if these young children don't assign any mentor in their life, they are going to ruin their life. Children are ruining this life because, and whoever are having mentors, like for saying, every Chandragupta needs a Chanakya.
Yes, right. But they have to be really careful while selecting that third umpire. Who,
Absolutely,
who's going to
absolutely,
be this?
absolutely. This needs to
Yes,
be taken care of.
right. So now, Dr. Moni, tell us something like what are the some of the damaging things that parents maybe unknowingly are teaching their kids?
Yeah. The first thing what happens is about relationships. Nowadays, people are not maintaining their relationship, and actually, what in Jainism we learn is that relationship is the topmost priority of any living being. We have a slogan, Paras Paropagraho Jivanam, means
Mhm.
everybody is obliged by each and every person. You cannot live alone in this society.
Agree.
Nothing is yours in this society, and you cannot live alone in this society. You are obliged by each and every element of nature, each and every element of nation, of the globe, of the society, of your community, of each and every space wherever you enter. So the first thing is that you are obliged by them, and you should understand that you have to oblige others. You live to oblige others. You have you are a seeker of the obliges, and you
Yes.
have to obligate others. This is the first thing what parents are not understanding. Everybody is in a myth, Meri Marji. That meaning of freedom, that meaning of independence is the biggest problem of this modern age or modern society. Independence means self reliance. You live for yourself, and along with you living for yourself, you live for others also. That harmony, that contribution. So while unschooling, we follow 5 strategies. First is that cognitive mode. Second is the cosmic connection, means
Mm.
you are not living alone in this world. No person is allowed to say that Meri Marji.
Okay.
You are not alone, you are part of this universe. You cannot live alone. Nobody can say that I'm living alone.
Does it mean while taking any decisions, they will have to think about others as well? Does it mean
The
that?
universe has taken
Yeah.
decision for everything, everybody.
Hmm.
And instead of we saying that we are manifesting something, the universe has manifested this relationship. Who has
Agreed.
manifested? First, the universe has manifested this relationship or this family or this society. If universe had not manifested these things, we wouldn't have been living in a community. The
Hmm.
universe has manifested this. So we being instead of I manifesting the universe, first I need to understand that I am a part of universe's
Universe. Agree.
manifestation of the universe, right? So this, no parent is ready to teach their children. The parents themselves are lacking this kind of
Yes, I
knowledge.
agree.
So the first topmost level, what modern parents need to understand is the importance of relationship. If you are not understanding importance of relationship, you will grow wild. You every each and every person will turn a beast. What is difference between animal and human beings? Wild animals and domestic animals. Domestic animals can live with human beings. Wild animals cannot live with human beings, because domestic animals know the power of relationships.
Agree.
If parents and children don't live with that compassion and don't live with that kutumbakam bhavna, we are going to spoil our community. First thing children need to learn is this humbleness, respectfulness to our society and to our community. And there are many such things, but this is the most important.
Yes. And what's the one message that you would like to give to every student, every parent, and every educator through this podcast?
I would like to give one very important message. If you are not having a mentor in your life, just go. Your positivity, your inner purity will take you to a mentor or a guru or to some life coach or to some person that you deserve. You will get a proper person that you deserve. Create your inner purity and go for some counselor and go for some life coach, go for a guardian, and you'll be able to success in your life. This is the most important thing each and every person needs to have.
Right, I agree. So, can we have a quick rapid fire for a while? I will be
Absolutely.
asking you a few questions, and whatsoever comes in your mind, and you just say the first thing that comes to your
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, sure, sure.
One word to describe your journey so far.
A, B, C, D. Anybody can do.
Oh, wow. And a book that has changed your life.
It is a Jain book, Vairagya Shatak.
Okay. And your definition of success in one word or sentence.
Self actualization.
Good. And one thing schools should stop doing immediately.
Making school so efficient, they don't need to give homework to students.
Okay. And one thing you do every morning without fail.
Every morning, I express my gratitude to all my obligators, to my guru, and I chant Naukar mantra.
Okay. And if not education, what would you be doing?
I'm a healer.
A quote or mantra you live by?
There is only one thing that you can guarantee is your own self. Take your own responsibility, take your own accountability, and take your own guarantee.
And what's more powerful according to you, intuition or logic?
Here, I have a difference of opinion. I feel that intuition and logic both can be manipulated. Most important is your inner purity.
Okay. And spirituality in one word?
Abundance.
Biggest myth about parenting.
Uh, you need to be a guru for your 9 to 18-year-old young teenager. If you are not able to be a guru, you send him to a guru.
And one common mistake people make while while handling emotions.
Mismanagement of desires.
Right. And what's your guilty pleasure, just for fun?
I eat mangoes a lot in summer.
Good. And if you could unschool one habit from society, what would it be?
Creating a new Indian English language where Indian aesthetics are provided in English language and removing the superiority of this Western English language.
Okay. And one advice you would give to your 18-year-old self.
My own 18-year-old self, I always advise be respectful and be humble.
That's really fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Muni Adarsh, for joining us today on this podcast. And it was lovely a pleasure having your insights on various topics about parenting, about unschooling, and your personal growth and journey. Some of the NLP techniques that we have learned from you. Thank you so much once again for joining us.
And
Thank you so much.
it was great having a podcast with you also. This was also a new experience for me because until now I had podcast face
Physicals
to face.
one, one-on-ones. Yes.
This is the first which I'm having online.
Virtual one.
I
Yes.
enjoyed it today. And you really took so quick efforts and you did it so well, so nicely. I really pray for your future progress.
Thank you so much, Dr. Muni, for your kind words and for your presence. It means a lot.